That's the Ontario Police stalking with the people of the state. That's Impossible Light. That's the Ontario Police. Again, that was L. Edwards. He's going to federal prison. All right. You saw him come today, threaten me at the Starbucks where all that Impossible Light that you see on this wall, which is not the product of headlights, while stalkers are engaging in targeting me, which is what Starbucks represents. Starbucks engaged in kidnapping on July 4th, 2025, and they engaged in the threat of kidnapping today, July 5th, 2025, while the people of the state at the corporation, Starbucks Corporation, all of their businesses engaging in criminal surveillance. They do not have any authority under the law to engage in surveillance and then aid the government in engaging in that, and then obstruct justice by engaging in what is kidnapping, because the police are stalking. The police are stalking just like you saw them stalking in a helicopter right now. Doing so because they're going to federal prison. Quesada, that little midget psychopath, she's going to prison. She committed sexual assault and battery. Not a lawful search pursuant to a lawful arrest. She's a stalker. And she's stalking as a department with the demons who are the people of the state. That's the prosecution of Starbucks for criminal surveillance. Understand what they're doing inside of Starbucks where they're committing kidnappings? That's what they're doing everywhere I'm at. This is the specific environment. This is surveillance that you just saw the Ontario Police Department again exhibiting severe mental illness, the inability to control themselves. They're already caught red-handed for stalking an American citizen in unprecedented manners at a frequency that I could not make up. I have to document in order to prove it. And it's already been proven. And so they engage in what is threatening me again, repeatedly kidnapping me, doing so with the demons who are the people of the state, stalkers sitting at the end of the street with their hazard lights on, surrounding with light, while the demons keep a fake moon over me where they're stalking with engineered light all over the place, and I'm being molested with that which is not even naturally occurring from light fixtures because it's surveillance. The entity's flying over my head by helicopter pursuant to L. Edwards, who's going to federal prison. He's on camera today, gang stalking at Starbucks under the fake sun. He's going to prison. He's on camera yesterday under the fake sun at the Starbucks, and he's going to federal prison, committing kidnapping, assault, and battery pursuant to federal group stalking and monitoring. The Ontario police aren't engaged in law enforcement. They're engaged in stalking. And you're going to prison for kidnapping. And so is every other kidnapper. Nathan Morgan, he's going to prison. El Martinez, she's going to prison. C. Torres, he's going to federal prison. And B. Hook is going to federal prison. All right? They're going to federal prison while the entity is engaging in the P.O.C. That's stalking with the government. All right? They're doing so in an idiotic environment, keeping a fake sun by day and a fake moon at night in engineered light. None of this is constitutionally protected. It's not freedom of speech. And the people of the state are going to be federally prosecuted for state surveillance. And this is also why Tracy Banks is going to federal prison. And every judge that put their hands on my money, on my property, incentivizing state surveillance and furtherance of murder and kidnapping, where a bunch of delusional psychopaths and sex offenders are stalking me day and night, they're going to prison as well. This is P.O.C. This is stalking right in your face. This is why the Ontario Police is being disbanded. This is their mental illness as well. While the people of the state exhibit it, the Ontario Police mental illness is at the forefront of each and every single last one of their prosecutions for domestic terrorism, psychological torture. That's stalking. None of that creates light on this wall, creating dynamic shadows. That's a stalker. And they're working with the Ontario Police Department that's being disbanded. It is currently, again, 10:14 p.m. and you're looking at the Ontario Police that's still gang stalking. That's why L. Edwards and you saw Jason Dumont. He's going to federal prison. Yeah, you saw him under the fake sun at 6:41 in the morning yesterday before that same department committed kidnapping at that Starbucks where the entity keeps that fake sun after 7:26 p.m. He's going to federal prison. All right, it is currently, again, 10:15 p.m. The entity is sounding sirens while this demon is pacing in relevant positions, stalking with the Ontario Police Department. Federal group stalking and monitoring, Title 18, Section 22618, subsections 1. Stalking with another, this is group stalking. And the City of Ontario sounding sirens, this is exactly what the City of Rancho Cucamonga was engaging in. Stalking and engineered light that you see all over the place, this isn't normal light, those are demons. And the demons of the Ontario Police are going to federal prison. And as surely as they witness me document, just like that, a demon flies over my head by helicopter. They are going to federal prison, and the world's going to witness it because I told you before it happens. This is, again, the TABOR Professional Building. This is the entity stalking with light. Moments ago, a demon stalking at the same Woodside Senior Apartments adjacent, parked in the red, aiming their lights at me, which is, again, engineer light, because headlights don't reach that far, while the Ontario police were stalking in helicopter, communicating a threat, just like this demon is sitting in the middle of the street, focused on me, stalking with light, while the demon sounds sirens. L. Edwards is going to federal prison, and so is A. Quesada. Gang stalking at Starbucks today, with the same people of the state. The same people of the state. Okay? The Ontario police are being disbanded because they never stopped stalking, because that's what the people of the state are proving to you right now. They never stopped stalking. They're being removed from existence. They're done with law enforcement. This isn't law enforcement. This is stalking. This is surveillance. That's not law enforcement. And the world, the country is going to understand that the two are not the same. It is currently, again, 10:16 p.m. That's it. Ongoing terrorism by the Ontario police. They like for you to witness their demise. They want you to see me testify to their going to federal prison and being disbanded. So I'm going to put this on the internet as well. While they are very much embarrassed by everything that I publish on the internet, and the more that they show up stalking me, engaging in what is threatening me, and engaging in kidnapping, they're going to federal prison for even longer because they're embarrassed by being exposed, by being sex offenders, for being criminals, for being stalkers, and for being demon possessed. It is currently, when you're looking at this light activity, understand that L. Edwards is going to federal prison. That's not coming from those headlights. L. Edwards is going to federal prison. He's a demon. And that was a demon flying over my head of the same Ontario Police Department. And there's a demon operating that vehicle, engaging in criminal conduct that's going to prosecute the state of California, because that's the exact same P.O.C. My shadow appearing at a distance away from me, and I have multiple shadows on the floor here, while I have what is the light source always in the sky during the day over me and during the night over me. You're looking at a population that knows exactly who I am. These are not strangers stalking. This is an entity that's full of demons as well, who are targeting. They know exactly who I am, and they also know what I say. And as I speak to the truth, the entity is embarrassed, and they engage in, because they're psychopaths, they engage in more harmful conduct to their own detriment. L. Edwards is going to federal prison. A. Quesada is going to federal prison. P.O.C. It is currently, again, 10:18 p.m. Disbanding is for incentivizing public corruption, like the Ontario police are. They're a harm to the public. They're being removed. P.O.C.